if you're going to take networking seriously, note down what your potential reasons are for networking, right? Why do you want to network? Because let's assume you're a doctor attending this particular session. Maybe you have your practice, which is there already, right? And maybe the reason why you don't want a job of networking, but for you, probably networking is about increasing your social circle so that you can learn more about what the best practices are in your industry, right? What are other people doing to manage their clinic in a much better way? So that could be your objective, or possibly you have some ambition of doing good for the medical society, so you want to get on some medical panels, something of that sort. So you may say, okay, that's the objective that I have, that's the reason why I want to network. But you need to have some kind of broad outcome that you're looking for. Otherwise, that's going to be difficult. So pause the video here, note down your reasons for networking, be as specific as you can, right? Like say to get a new job, or to bring investors on board, or a customer on board, or whatever it is, and put down at least two reasons here. And of course, pause the video here, write down your reasons, and when you're doing your live coaching class, ensure that you take your two reasons and have a discussion there with your coach on what are your specific reasons for networking. Right now, after you're done with that, after you've done identifying your broad goals, identify who you want to connect with based on that, right? If you're not clear on why you're networking, then you won't know who to network with. And once you know your networking goal, identify stakeholders who can help you achieve them. These can be existing networks or contacts you want to connect with, right? And like we said, most of it will happen in your existing network, but in a certain situation, you may have to go beyond your existing network, right? And that would always be my level 2 of doing it. Networks need not always be professional contacts. We've discussed this: your family members, your neighbors, your friends, your school, college mates, etc. All can be a part of one's network, right? Now, who do you want to connect with? Create a list of probably 10 to 20 contacts, depending on the amount of time that you have. You create your own list of saying that, you know what, I realize that these are the 5 to 10 or whatever, 15, 20, whatever. You put that figure down, right? These are the relationships that I need to nurture, right? And these are some new relationships, right? New category of relationships that I need to make, right? So I would spend more of my energy around nurturing, and then you could say, okay, there are some which would need to go beyond my existing network. Okay, and what is your degree of separations? Everybody is even the president of United States, USA, or the president of Microsoft and Facebook is at a 6 degree of separation, right? What is 6 degree of separation? Please read up on this a little more. But for example, okay, this is me, SK, and this is Arunima Kamat, right? And Arunima Kamat may have some friend that I don't know. Let's call that friend XYZ. This is Arunima's friend. So she's at she's my first degree of contact. She's my second degree of contact, right? And you will find this on LinkedIn, right? They show this all the time that you are connected. You are 1 degree separated to that person, right? And if for example, if I want to speak to investors, right? If I want to speak to potential investors or strategic partnerships that I want to do, I could reach out to the I could reach out. This is me, SK. Now I want to get investors. I could reach out to the investors directly, and I should do that if I want that. But I could also look at probably some connect of mine, XYZ, that can then introduce me to this person, right? To potential investors. So I need to try both ways if I need that, right? To get in touch with them directly, plus to do it through this way. Okay, so create a list of people that from today onwards, depending on what your goal is, you want to kind of nurture relationships, or you want to like add fresh people onto your list. So do that. Yeah, so this is the exercise. Go back to your defined networking goals, identify who you need to connect or network with in order to achieve your goal, right? And like we said, it's not always so straight jacketed where you say, oh, this is my goal and now I'm going to network with this person and this person is going to help me with that goal. It's never going to be so straight jacketed. That's not the way life works. But just having a broad idea will always help you, and it'll help you get started with this whole thing.